Hello dear learners, welcome to my channel Creative Learners. Today we are going to start a poem from Unit 2 of 9th class. The name of the poem is Wind and it's written by Subramania Bharati, which gives a message to stay strong. Chinnaswamy Subramania Bharati was a Tamil writer, poet, journalist, Indian independence activist and a social reformer. This poem is translated from Tamil. It is translated by A.K. Ramanujam. He is a Kannada and English poet, well known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. The poem Wind, penned down by Subramania Bharati, gives an account of the power of the wind. It concentrates on the violent aspects of wind that brings destruction. It concludes with a suggestion that if we remain strong and make ourselves capable of fighting the wind, it becomes our good friend. Let's start with the explanation. Wind comes softly. Softly means gently and slowly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Shutters here, a wooden cover like a door on the outside of a window. Don't scatter the papers. Scatters means disperse. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. So in these lines, the poet seems to be talking to the wind and pleads or requests it to blow softly, gently, slowly. The wind, through its violent force, breaks the shutters of the windows, scatters the papers and throw down the books from the shelves in which they are kept. Don't scatter the papers, don't throw down the books on the shelves. The poet asks the wind not to do so. And the word don't highlights the speaker's strong appeal to the wind not to destroy things. Don't here is an example of a poetic device, anaphora, that means in which a word or group of words is repeatedly used to create a special effect. As here in all three lines, word don't is repeated. Don't break the shutters, don't scatter, don't throw down the books. This is an example of a poetic device, anaphora. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. The poet here seems to be very angry and draws the wind's attention towards the mess it has created. It has torn the papers and brought the rain again. But the wind seems to pay no heed to the appeal of the poet. The poet believes that the wind tries to harm and terrifies the weak bodies with its strong power and make fun of their weaknesses. As if you read this line, you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Here, the poet blames the wind by saying that it overpowers only the weaklings and make fun of the weak bodies. And here, you is an example of literary device, personification. You brought rain again. You tore the pages. You are very clever at poking fun. So, wind is addressed as if it were a person. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Frail means weak, crumbling means falling down. Rafters means supporting beams which support the house. And winnow means the act of separating grain from chaff. Here in these lines, word crumbling is repeated so many times to emphasize that everything breaks when it faces the strong wind. Frail, crumbling, falling down, weak houses break, weak doors break, the beams on which the roof of the buildings are supported, they also fall, crumbling rafters. All the wooden things fall, all bodies of people fall, crumbling hearts. It means that everything crumbles And similarly, the difficulties of life discourage human beings. The poet regards the wind as a god. The wind god winnows and crushes them all, who acts like a winnower and sorts and destroys everything that comes in his contact. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join, link the doors firmly, practice to firm the body, make the heart steadfast. The poet believes that the wind god acts according to his own wishes and does not give in even when we people request him. He won't do what you tell him. So it concludes that one should be ready to face the problems in our life. In preparation, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our houses firmly, strongly, so that the wind cannot get into. And then he says that we should also make our bodies strong and hearts firm to face these challenges. Practice to firm the body, make the heart steadfast. All the difficulties of life can be overcome with strength, courage, and strong determination. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. Blows out means put out, and flourish means grow vigorous. Praise means compliment. In these lines, the poet describes his belief that the wind will become our friend if we are strong enough not to be shaken by the wind. Here, wind represents the difficulties of life. These difficulties can make only weak people stagger. The strong people become stronger by facing the difficulties, just as the wind can extinguish, put out only weak flames of fire, and the strong flames burn stronger with a loud roar. Wind is treated as a god, and we need to pacify this god in order to keep him pleased. As we praise him every day, we should sing song in praise of the wind every day so that it can become our friend. So this poem carries a very beautiful message that one must develop mental toughness and physical strength in order to survive the difficulties of life. If a person is weak, he will break down just as the weak buildings fall down in the harsh windstorms. Therefore, the destructive forces should be turned into good friends with strength and determination.